share me. You can't share me. I'm frozen now.
Meter Bridge with Frozen, a great tune, and Jill has got a fantastic voice, and this is kind of hashtagging like we started last week, our Women of Rock, and Jill has got a fantastic voice, and I've talked to her and her husband Richard a few times, who are Meter Bridge, and they're such great people and really cool people, and Jill is a very interesting woman. They have a new single coming out very, very soon. You can pre-order it right now in their Bandcamp, but great tune. Mike?
Yeah, do you know what? I love, I just put a tweet out actually that basically said this, but I love all the little, like, almost computer game noises that are in there. There was one towards the end that kind of went boo, 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 boo. I was like, oh, it's so cool. It's just like, I love stuff like that. There's little flutters of little random noises. It had a real kind of 8-bit vibe, which is cool. It reminded me of playing on a Sega Master System when I was younger. Yeah, it's a great tune, and you're right, she's got a fantastic voice that just goes over the top of that, and they must have a decent vocal rider, I would have thought, because the way the vocal kind of almost floats like a cork on the water on top of it is really nicely done in terms of production. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. Great tune.
I loved all those little noises too, and it was a very good beat. I just wanted to get up and dance around.
Yeah, the synth work was fantastic. The vocals, I thought, were, like you said, they were perfectly mixed, kind of right in that pocket. And yeah, it's just a great voice.
Right on. Well, you know, the thing I wanted to ask you guys is if you had to name, let's say, 3 influences, who would they be? Because we detect so much in music, and we're just kind of curious as to what the main ones are.
Oh, that's tough.
When I listen, I would say that I probably hear a lot of Pussifer, Portishead, and Bjork.
Right on.
For us.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. There's a lot more that definitely inspire us, but maybe they don't make it into the sound as much.
Oh, cool. Right on. I was curious. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, all I was going to say is, like, you know, it's kind of cool. And Jeannie reference of Pussifer is like, wow, I haven't have Maynard and Pepper Keenan for a while. I was like, that's a kind of obscure reference, which I'm sure not too many people know, but a great reference nonetheless.
I love basically everything Maynard does.
Right on.
So he's definitely a huge influence in any form.
Well, for sure, you know, I've seen Tool a few times. I saw them for Undertow, and I saw them again for the Anima tour. And the last one I saw them was, it wasn't Lateralist, it was the one right before it. And it was like a word of mouth show. And the same day I had my wisdom teeth pulled, and that's when I was living in Michigan. So I saw them at the State Theater in Detroit. And it was a badass show, and let me tell you, what a cool show. But I saw them as a Perfect Circle, but only for their first album, Merdinum. And it was really cool because they covered Diary of a Madman by Ozzy for their drummer.
Oh.
And
nice.
You know, yeah, it was really cool. So they played just over an hour. So they pretty much played the full Merdinum and with a couple covers. And when they did Judith at the end, Mir really drug out the last part of the song. When he says "Did all for you," he carried on and on and on. He had like a long blonde wig on and like these like silver reflective pants. And he pulled the wig off and just ate the crowd on, and he kept going and going, and it just blew my mind that such a small frame can project such power.
Yeah, he's definitely got stamina.
So very, very impressive as well. So yeah, just we like to sidetrack here on the show a little bit, so forgive us if we get too far off the topic. But it all ties in at some point or another or somehow. Mike?
I was just saying, hopefully. We try and tie it back in.
Yeah. So
yeah, no, I don't have anything to add. Well, actually, I do have something to add, which is that it's interesting you name those three as influences because you can now that you've said it, you can definitely hear the Bjork thing coming out and a bit of. I don't know those so well, but I know kind of Tool and Perfect Circle better. But you can I get what you mean in terms of his because that was his solo project basically, wasn't it, with other sort of people that chopped and changed, I think, from memory. But yeah, it's interesting that you say that. The other thing that I wondered is, do you have like there's almost a bit of like dubstep in there, and I had a mate. We're still my mate actually, and he's fallen out, but I have a mate who's massively into his dubstep. And when I asked him, I was like, "How'd you get into all that?" He goes, "Well, I used to listen to like Slipknot and stuff like that, and really, it's just the electronic version of all of that kind of Soulfly and bands like that." I was like, "Oh, cool, I get it." And do you have kind of, because you've got quite a heavy thing going on sometimes, do you have those kind of influences knocking about in the background as well?
Oh, I love Slipknot. I love metal music. We both love dubstep. Bass Nectar is probably an influence as well.
Awesome. There you go.
I'm totally with you on Slipknot because Slipknot is one of my favorite bands. I've gone as Sting one year for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And the year before, I went as Corey Taylor with a mask on. It was badass because I had pretty much a cargo uniform that I had for when I worked part-time ran for a certain airline, and all I did was I got a piece of cloth and I put the Slipknot S and got it sewed on, and then got the mask, and there you have it.
Perfect.
That's amazing. You should put a picture up on Twitter of that.
Yeah.
I will get the picture up and I put up. I promise I will do that for you. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like a huge Slipknot fan. I'll never forget the first time I saw them. I saw them in 2000 at the Warped Tour with Black Sabbath and Black Label Society and Linkin Park. It was a cool show, and I remember seeing them and I was just blown away. Like Marilyn Manson, if you don't like Manson, his live shows are amazing. But Slipknot, man, wow. Because they're such a big bunch, like 7 guys, right? So they got 2 percussionists, and they're just going like full out, like, all the masks on, like, and just the one guy that always trips me out, but he's, at least you see in interviews, he's like a cuddly teddy bear, is their guitarist. And Mick the beast, like Mick is about almost 7 foot tall and probably close to 300 pounds, but this guy is like a gentle teddy bear. But if you see their video for oh my god, I'm tripping out on the song right now. Dead Memories. There's a scene where Corey Taylor goes up against Mick in like a slanted hallway sort of thing with the lights flickering, and it's crazy because Corey Taylor's a small guy. He's only about maybe 5'7", 5'8", and he's charging a guy who's almost double his size. It's barely lit hallway, and it's just tripped out as hell. But what a great imagery for the song itself. And I can't say enough good things about them because obviously I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, I've seen them live too. They have a lot of great energy. They made my skin tingly. I love the drums too. The way I don't know if they did it for the show that you went to, but it like rises up and it's almost like the drummer's taking a ride. It spins around. He just keeps drumming. He's strapped into his seat.
Yeah. Sean Crahan, aka Clown, is definitely fits his profile for the band member for sure. He is that guy, and he's the guy who got raised and strapped to his seat and just doesn't care, and he's gonna beat the hell out of those things and make a good show.
Yeah.
So just before we get to our next tune, so when you guys have created your songs, are there times where after the song is written, let's say almost completely in full, but you go back saying like, oh no, maybe we'll switch things up, and you have a certain reason for it? Like, what would be the reason for switching a song?
Like switching a part of it, or a sound, or
a part of the sound, what have you?
We have one, Eat a Dick, that we're working on right now. We kind of felt like it was done. We went back to listen to it, and it seems kind of short. So we're going back in, and I think we're going to add a bridge or Just figure out something else to put in there because it's just too short.
Yeah, the structure's not right on that one.
That's what she said.
How perfect was that?
Right, eh?
It's a bit of an angry song.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, that's happened a few times. Normally, unfortunately, we don't figure that out till after the song is kind of mixed, and then we're like listening to it in our cars, and we're like, that's not right. We're gonna have to go back and like figure something out. But fortunately, with that one, we caught it kind of early.
But we're happy to go back and fix whatever we think we need fixing, because I'd rather release something that we just love than something we're okay with.
Well, that's what I was going to leading up to, is that the release of the actual song or EP, because I mean, a lot of bands you hear, they'll go over and over and over it, so you know, okay, this is good, we like this mix. They'll come out there and go, oh man, I should have edited this or put this just a little bit shorter. So I'm just curious as to how it works sometimes, and because I understand the process can be just a little frustrating at times.
Yeah, we just try not to rush it too much. I think that's where we've released songs that later on we listened and we're just like, that could have been better.
Yeah, we've done that in previous bands where we were just under an artificial timeline or whatever the case was and just kind of pushed something out, and yeah, we definitely could have done better. So we don't want to have those kind of regrets this time.
Fair enough. So we're going to get to our next song tonight. The next song is by a band called Sequoia, and their singer Anna, who is fantastically, very, very cool. And she's actually from the US, and she moved to the UK because of her husband having a job there. But a great band. The band's called Sequoia. And this song, actually, we played about 3 or 4 months ago, and we literally got last minute. The quick story behind it was I saw the post on SoundCloud for it, so I emailed Anna immediately and said, well, do you have the MP3 of the song? She goes, no, what? You called me at the right time. I was just about to go out. So she emailed me the MP3 of the song just before she went out, so I had it for that night in NMS. So a big thank you, and I love Anna for it. And like I said, she's very cool and a lot of fun to talk to. Here we go with Sequoia. This one's called Your Silence. Dig this.